is going on, ladies and gentlemen? DSP here, and welcome to the weekend preview for Sunday, April 29th, 2018. That is right, we are at the end of April. It's been a momentous month. We had a lot of fun this month between finishing up some downtime stuff earlier on in the month and then moving on to my Bloodborne Redemption run, right? And then, of course, God of War. It's been a pretty entertaining month, but all good things must come to an end. However, the good news is, folks, and by the way, I just got out of the shower, which is when my hair is out of control. The good news is, folks, this coming month of May is going to have a lot of variety, a lot of fun, big new releases near the second half of the month. It's going to be pretty entertaining, all right? Before we get there, one quick thing I have to say, because really it's literally your last chance, ladies and gentlemen. Head over to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidefil. By the time you watch this video, more than likely there's only 24 hours left until the end of April. You have until the end of April to pledge $5 or more to my Patreon in order to get in on the Patron's Choice playthrough. It'll allow you to nominate and vote on games that will become a full playthrough. Whatever wins the voting is a game that I'm going to be doing start to finish on stream and on YouTube. It's an unprecedented amount of power when it comes to Patron's Choice. Seriously, like, you don't understand, like, maybe 30 people nominate and vote on a game that thousands of people are going to be watching for weeks. So please consider doing it. It helps me out when you pledge, and obviously it gives you the power to see what kind of game, you can possibly get me to play. And Patron's Choice in the past has allowed me to play a lot of franchises and fun games that normally I would not have ever touched. So it's a great opportunity for everyone, okay? That being said, let's now jump into what you can expect this week, because, ladies and gentlemen, even though this last week has been great, I realized what happened is that I played mostly God of War, and a lot of people got burnt out at God of War. In particular on my streams, really not many people, if anyone, were showing up for God of War. And as soon as I decided to do variety, like, let me switch it up to Ultra Street Fighter 2 or PUBG or Bloodborne, boom, everyone came back, and the streams have been hopping and hot and really exciting, okay? So this coming week, what I'm going to do is create a variety week. The stuff that you want to see continue is going to continue, but we're going to have some really big kind of variety on streams in order to make it very exciting. So first of all, today, I returned to Bloodborne the Redemption run. I finished off all of the content of the original Bloodborne, except for the final boss fights, which obviously is going to be the end of the playthrough. You can't continue on after those. I went back to the old hunters. I beat the entire first area, and I'm at Ludwig. In fact, today I did actually take on Ludwig a couple times. I'm doing better than I did for sure the first time that I fought him in 2015. Reason being, number one, I'm of the right level to do the DLC this time around. And number two, guess what? I'm not doing it New Game Plus. I'm just doing new games. So I certainly didn't do good. He did flatten me a couple times, but it's looking like I may learn and may actually get better and be able to beat this guy within maybe a few more tries. Or maybe I'll suck horribly and lose for hours again. Who knows? It's the rematch you've been wanting to see for 3 years. That's going to continue this week. Pretty exciting, right? But I got up to that point on my Bloodborne playthrough today. So if you did not see that, catch up on those videos on YouTube right away over on DSP Gaming. All right? Monday, I'm not playing Bloodborne. Oh, my God. I know some people. Oh, come on. I'm not. Monday, what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to create variety this week, and we're going to alternate between games. So Monday, it's going to be God of War on my main gameplay stream, starting at 10:15 a.m. It's going to be mostly story progression. I've got a Valkyrie fight that I'm stuck in the middle of, and I want to beat her. And I just got brand new armor. I think I can beat her if I learn her pattern and I do a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is focus on that, try to beat her at the beginning of the stream, and then I'm going to go back to the story. I actually heard going back to the story in the game is going to allow me to go back to previous areas and open up optional things that maybe I didn't do the first time around when I was in them. Like, for example, now I have the ability to do the Yggdrasil Dew and cut the blue branches and open the ice doors. So now that I have those abilities, I should be able to do all the side content I missed out on originally as I backtrack through these areas and continue on with the story. So that's going to be my first gameplay stream. I hope you'll join me for that, especially a lot of people now have beaten God of War. So I hope you'll join me for that, as that's going to continue this week and wrap up at some point this week, I'm sure. Then we've got PUBG returning Monday night. Why? Well, it sucks because I wanted to go back and try out their new map again. I actually played the new map of PUBG Friday night, and I only got to play for a couple of hours. I really don't even have an opinion formulated on it because I didn't have enough time to really play it enough and say, okay, here's what I think about it definitively or anything like that. So that being said, it sucks because guess what? They already pulled the server down. Like, the server, it was only on for a few days for test, and now it's going to be gone as of tonight. So starting tomorrow, it's gone again. But I am going to play PUBG. Obviously, I have to go back to the original map. for a couple hours Monday night. Why? Because when I played PUBG Friday night, oh my God, people came out of the woodwork to watch me play and were incredibly supportive on stream. They loved the interactivity. It was a fun time for everyone. And I want to get that back. You know, I haven't been playing PUBG in a while, and I think now it's fresh to have it bring back every once in a while for something different. So Monday night will be PUBG. Tuesday, Bloodborne the Redemption run continues. Yes, starting with the Ludwig boss fight, so I know you're all going to want to be there. And keep in mind, once I beat Ludwig, I haven't seen any other parts of this DLC whatsoever. So I don't know anything about what's coming up in this DLC, and people have been telling me it's some of the best stuff in the game, you know, lore-wise, but also apparently combat-wise and stuff. I don't know anything about it. I think there's at least 2 to 3 more bosses left, I think, plus new areas. So we'll see how this goes on Tuesday. It's going to be a hell of a fun stream. I mean, maybe take me hours just to beat Ludwig. Who knows? Then Tuesday night, I'm returning to Yakuza 6. So 2 hours of Yakuza 6 on Tuesday night, for those who've been following along that playthrough. Wednesday, back to God of War, and then Wednesday night's going to be Call of Duty World War II. I know. Whoa, what the? I haven't played it in a while. Apparently, I've heard they changed a lot of things about Call of Duty World War II. I guess they patched the game. This is the last time I played it, and a lot of people like, oh, I don't know if I like how they changed it. I don't know. I haven't checked it out. I will figure a one-off stream just for variety. Let's do some Call of Duty Wednesday night, okay? And then Thursday, more Bloodborne. Will it be the conclusion of my Bloodborne run? It depends. Let's see how it goes. If I finish the Old Hunters DLC on Thursday and I beat the final bosses, great. Maybe then I'll go on to the Chalice dungeons, right? It all depends. We're going to see how it goes. All right? I'm not saying this is the end of Bloodborne. We'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. Thursday night will be more Yakuza 6. All right? And then Friday will be the return of Ultra Street Fighter 2. I told you guys I'm going to be playing it once a week in order to stay, you know, in line and not get rusty and basically be good and ready for the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection that's coming out in 1 month. In fact, by the time you watch this, it's 1 month because, yeah, it comes out the 29th. So it is exactly 1 month from now, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. So I want to stay in line. I don't want to get rusty. So this Friday, Ultra Street Fighter 2 on my main stream. And then Friday night, PUBG. Okay? Saturday's my day off. Sunday, up in the air. It'll depend on how things went during the week. You know, am I still playing Bloodborne? Is it time to go back? Am I continue God of War? I don't know. I don't know how much life longer in these games. So we'll see how it goes. So Sunday will be determined by whatever. Now, one quick thing I want to say. Once I start wrapping up Bloodborne and God of War, what I would like to do, and I'm thinking, I'm curious about everyone's opinion on this. I think I want to play Dead Space 2. This is a game that was one of my favorite playthroughs that I did in years. It was one of my favorite survival horror games I've ever played. I only did one playthrough of it, all right? And when I did it, it was before I was even live streaming, so I didn't get any interaction with anyone. No one got to see my live reactions on Facecam or anything to the playthrough the first time I played it. I remember it being really good, and I remember some creepy stuff about it, but I only played it once, so I know if I played it again, I get caught by the jump scares and everything again. You know what I mean? And I am excited. I want to play it again. So I think I am going to do a run-through of Dead Space 2 to replace whatever finishes, whether it's Bloodborne or God of War. I think I'm going to be doing that, okay? Keep in mind, Yakuza is going to be an incredibly long game that's going to be running for quite a while. So I think between Bloodborne, God of War, Dead Space 2, Yakuza, and then other things getting interjected in there, such as PUBG, I think we're going to be good until around mid-May. Around mid-May, I will be taking a few days off for personal time to spend with my girlfriend, so we can actually have some time together, which we rarely get these days. So I'll let you know more about that when we have the dates settled in, and you'll know what days I'm not streaming. But then, here's something I want to propose to you guys. I proposed it to people on the pre-stream today, and I'm very interested to hear your opinion, all right? Coming up for the second half of May, there's 4 new releases coming out that I'm all interested in. And the names of the games are State of Decay 2, H1Z1 for consoles. Yes, it's finally coming out for consoles. Detroit Become Human, and of course the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. That being said, all that being said, they all come out within 1 week. I know. Again, the publishers are screwing the pooch. Let's release all our games in 1 week. Oh, by the way, then there'll be nothing new coming out for a while. And it's like, the whole early May, no new games. Let's wait till the end of May to release all of our games in 1 week. Great freaking idea, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, just genius level, right? So that being said, it's frustrating. How am I going to cover 4 new games in 1 week in particular? All right, we know State of Decay is going to be a long game. The first one was long. Detroit Become Human is a game, a Quantic Dream game I'm probably going to want to play more than once, all right? And the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is going to have an insane amount of content. It's going to have a ridiculous amount of games that people are probably going to want to see me run through at least once the story of each game. Then there's online play for 4 out of those games. 2 of the games out of the 4 I'm really good at. Hyper Fighting as well as Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo I'm really good at, and I know I'll do really well if I play them seriously online. I'm also quite good at Third Strike. I'm not very good at Alpha 3, I'll openly admit. But there's so many games in this collection. I'm going to want to tear this collection open and really enjoy it and play single-player content, online content, maybe do some videos of tutorials to train you guys and let you understand some basics. I know a lot of people will be buying this. It's the first major old-school Street Fighter collection on modern consoles. You know, there hasn't been one yet for PS4 or Xbox One, so this is going to be a game everyone's going to run out and buy if they crave Street Fighter. It's going to be great, so that's what I mean. I'm going to be so busy with all that shit. How am I going to have time for it? So here's the thing. State of Decay 2 has this thing. It's a very rare case where a game is actually allowing you to play early if you buy the Season Pass additional content. So what I mean by that is State of Decay 2 has 2 versions. Standard version, $30. Okay. That's pretty cool that there's a long game for $30. There's an Ultimate Edition for $50. If you buy the Ultimate Edition, number 1, you get all the extra content for the game. If they do any expansions, any downloadable content, you're going to get it all. And you get 4 days early access to the game. So I'll be able to play State of Decay starting on the 18th, which is great because that would actually give me entire days to play the game and focus on it and have it be a game that I'm enjoying, before I have to go into any other games. And if State of Decay 2 is actually long like I plan, like I really assume it's going to be, this will give me an opportunity to play that game in a big chunk and get as far in as I can before the big new release, Detroit Become Human, comes out. So, I'm very strongly considering playing State of Decay early, okay? I'm playing it no matter what. I am definitely playing State of Decay 2 no matter what, but I'm debating playing it early. I know it's a little bit of extra money, but in this case, it's a business expense that may make sense. It may make more sense for me to be able to play the game a few days early and get further into the game than be stuck in the middle of the playthrough and now it goes on hold while I play 4 other games, and who knows when I get back to it. You know what I mean? So, I'm thinking about doing that, because then, here's how I would approach it. So, that would be a Friday, so I'd probably play it all that day Friday. That Saturday, more than likely, is going to be my day off for the week. Okay, just saying. Don't know if it will be, but we'll see. That Sunday, Monday, probably like State of Decay as my main streams those days, and then maybe like Monday night I do something different, like PUBG or Street Fighter or something, who knows. That Tuesday is the release of H1Z1. So maybe do H1Z1 as the main stream and then State of Decay at night, and then I'll have Wednesday, Thursday to focus in on State of Decay H1Z1, or if I'm bored of State of Decay, mix something else into the mix, maybe Ultra Street Fighter 2, right? Jam something else in there. That Friday is the release of Detroit Become Human, so now that becomes the primary playthrough with other stuff balanced until the Street Fighter collection, and then we see what we finished and what we haven't. See what I mean? Now, I posed this to my pre-stream today, and some people just came right out and I said, don't play H1Z1. It's an old game. It's the predecessor of PUBG. If you've played PUBG, you've played a better version of it anyway. I agree with that. I've heard that, H1Z1 is actually the predecessor to PUBG, and PUBG is a mod on that game in a Battle Royale fashion. But I never got to play H1Z1 on PC. It's now finally coming out for consoles. I'm curious to see what it is, even if I only play it a couple times. Let's say I play it 2-night streams, right? Is that a big thing? No, it'll be at least cool to experience it and see what the hell it is, because so many other people have played it and understand what it is. I have no frame of reference of what the hell it is, right? So I'm thinking, even if I don't adopt it as a game that I play all the time, like PUBG, like it has been since I started playing it, at least play it a few times just to know what the hell it is. You know what I mean? And I think that would be a great, if I start on the 18th, right? So you're talking 3-4 days of State of Decay 2 balanced with other stuff, then H1Z1 with State of Decay, then Detroit, then Street Fighter. Oh, by the way, in early June, there's a new game called Vampire that I'm interested in coming out on June 5th, and that leads us into E3, which is a huge hype, time, and usually during E3, a ton of new games get announced and released. So you're talking, you're going to have solid 3-4 weeks of just crazy amounts of fun content for everyone, and I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys are too. I think it's going to be a good time. I do. I think it's going to honestly be a really good time when we're all going to have a lot of fun together. And I hope that it works out. So, in this case, considering doing it early, let me know what you think, all right? Outside of that, that's really it, guys. Thanks for a great month. April was overall a pretty good month. YouTube views were up because of God of War, at least for a week. Now they're kind of tapering off again, which I'm not surprised. Streaming, quite frankly, was down for a bit, but then when I started playing games that were stream popular games like Bloodborne and PUBG, it picked up again. So, you know, it all kind of evens out. It was a pretty decent month overall. I want to say thanks to anyone who showed up for my streams or watched my videos or, you know, cheered, subbed, or tipped during streams. You guys are all amazing, and you're the reason I'm still here. You know, hoping that May is just as good, if not a better month. And, you know, I think it will be with all the new games and stuff coming out. It's going to be pretty exciting. Okay? All right, guys, that's it for the weekend preview. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. And, you know, without further ado, thanks to the following March patrons who, you know, their pledges allow me to continue to do this, you know, full time. Keep in mind, last chance to be a April patron and get in on the Patron's Choice playthrough. All right, guys. Oh, one final thing. My website's down. Don't be surprised. I announced this a few days ago that it was going to be down. We're currently upgrading it. It's the first time in over 2 years we're upgrading the hardware of the site. Okay? And it makes sense to do it because we want to do other upgrades to the site, but the website's so outdated with the hardware, we got to get that upgraded first, and then we can go to the software and try to improve the website. So it's down. It should be up sometime Monday. I'm not sure when. I'm waiting to hear back from the webmaster, Onyx, on when it will be up, and I'll let you guys know when it is. Fair enough? All right, guys, that's it for the weekend preview. See you tomorrow for God of War and PUBG, and, of course, those of you who are craving the Ludwig rematch, that'll be on Tuesday. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening. Peace out. See you later.